Yeah, obviously it wasn't a good night for me. It was a pretty off night. Rolly did what he does. Throws a lot of good power shots, caught me in the second round. But just even in the start of the fight, it just didn't feel like my feet were under me, like I had anything. But I tried to fight through it and just found myself very off after the year layoff. That whole year, it was a lot for me mentally, as you guys know. So the fact that I got here is, and I'm in the position I am, my mind is as clear as it is a victory for me, I would say. But I'm extremely disappointed in the way I fought, and it definitely isn't my best in any way. But thank you guys, and I want to thank my fans and everybody that stuck by me even though we took an hour today, and the people that came to watch me. A lot of love is out there for me, and I think people know my heart and know that I'll be back and better than ever.
Brian?
Yeah.
Just sort of your take on the whole scene. I'm wondering if maybe, had that been a full arena, maybe fans chanting, would it have done something different? It kind of seemed like a little quiet for what we were expecting.
Yeah, I didn't really, wasn't a fan of that at all. It felt like a sparring match, and it felt like you could hear everybody, and it just didn't feel authentic to me. But, no excuses. It is what it is.
All right, right here.
Saquon Jones from Boxing Boys. You threw probably like less than 30 right hands the whole fight. Can you walk us through what the game plan was? Why did you not throw as many right hands the whole fight?
I mean, that's just part of just me not, being as sharp as I could be. I just didn't really throw anything, to be honest. I mean, I was just throwing jabs and moving around. I just didn't feel there, didn't feel there at all. And, it wasn't a part of our game plan at all. Derek had a great game plan. There was a lot of opportunities there, especially when Rolly's is going back. I just didn't let my hands go in any way, shape, or form. That was simple as that.
Ryan Garcia with Fight Hype. Ryan, I just wanted to ask you, we just saw recently Tank and Lamont have a tough fight, and they had history. Obviously, you and Rolly have had some history, as we talked about sparring, but do you think that any of that history played into tonight's outcome?
No, I just think that Rolly's is much better than people give him credit for, and he has very strong hands, just solid in general, so you can't just, walk in there and think you're just gonna get anything on him. He does hit hard, but I don't think the sparring played anything. I was just more of how this night played out. It just wasn't my night.
Do you think you underestimated him at all?
No, I always knew that he was going to be what he is. I feel like I fought the most dangerous fighter on the card. Anybody with that type of power is obviously somebody you got to watch out for. But I've always thought Rolly was going to be Tank. Just think I just didn't do anything I should have done today.
Radio Ryan down front. Do you feel now in this moment that a rematch with Rolly is more important than a rematch with Devin, or vice versa?
Oh man, that's a good question. Whatever the fans want. If they want me to, run it back with Rolly's, let's do it. If they want me to go straight for Devin, let's do it. Styles make fights. Yeah, I'm willing for any of them again.
You're commended for the way you conducted yourself in the build-up to this fight, so the outcome's a bit ironic. What do you feel like you need to change? Is it in the ring, outside the ring, to build up to whatever the next fight is?
Right. I think it's just both, a combination of both. Throughout the camp, just couldn't get anything going. I felt for myself in training camp. Like I didn't feel like I had more conditioning or more energy or more sharp. I just feel like I couldn't. Nothing was like progressing in any way, and I just felt weird and off. And I would mention it to Derek, and we were just trying to figure it out. But we only had 5 weeks together, yeah, I mean it's just one of those things where I was like, man, I don't know what's going on. Like I don't know why I can't get no I guess, progressive, sharpness coming into camp. I don't know why it's not picking up, but we still were confident. I mean, we're training. It's just nothing clicked. Nothing was clicking.
Last one for me. You've been knocked down and gotten up before. Is this the hardest you've been hit at 147?
No. I feel like the most I ever been dazed was with Luke Campbell. I was actually dizzy with Luke Campbell getting up, but with Rolly's I wasn't dizzy. I was just like, oh, well, there it goes again. On the canvas again. But it doesn't really I don't really get too out of it. I'm just right there. It's always a flash knockdown for some reason, and I get right back up. But he had potential to hit the hardest though. He definitely had some power on him.
Ryan, do you feel like maybe the ring rust and obviously the whole situation you're going through with Devin caused a little bit coming to the ring, worrying about that in the back of your mind?
It was just so weird because usually once you step in the ring, everything fades away. This time I went into the ring and I could hear everybody, Shakur, Richardson, everybody just screaming stuff, and I'm just I don't know why I didn't zone it out. It was weird. It just felt like a weird fever dream just happened. It was just so awkward. I don't know why. Usually fights don't feel that way. It just feels like you're in it and you're fighting. You don't hear nobody, nothing. So yeah, that was a little different for sure.
Ryan,
just curious as to how you felt at the weight, and regardless of who you fight next, do you think you'll stay at welterweight and continue?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'll stay at welterweight. I felt I don't really feel too much different because I walk around 160, so it's not really too much of a difference for me. But today I didn't feel good at all, obviously. But as far as did I feel any different? I mean, just weight-wise, maybe a little slower. I don't know, maybe a little slower.
And if it's not a rematch with Devin or Rolly, would you consider Conor Ben, since he's also coming off a loss, it was a good performance, and you guys are both very popular?
Like I said, whatever the fans want, man. I've always been open to fight anybody, so however the fans want it.
Okay, last one.
Different Spoxy.
Yep.
I have a question, my brother. Now, the walk entrance, you came up in the car. Now, the question is, where was the warm-up before the fight? Getting into, it was at the hotel, you guys warming up?
Yeah, it was at the hotel.
I mean, how long did it take from the hotel to get into the arena? I mean, to the spot where the fight was at?
It was kind of it really didn't make sense because one of our big concerns was going to ice him down, right?
Exactly.
Going to cool him out. I talked to him about it. There's too much time in between us working out. You're supposed to stay fresh.
Yeah, you got to be fresh. You got to warm up.
I'm not saying that's the reason. I'm just saying that that's they icing you out. It's too much. So yeah, well, you can go ahead and answer, but I talked to him about it.
It was
Even
30
before I
minutes?
said we got to get this fight going because
we cooled down.
I didn't know. I thought it was closer to the arena than because I didn't really watch the entrances and how long it was taking. I was just kind of watching the fights, but I was like, damn, I'm in this Batmobile forever. It feels like. And the gas smelled crazy in that vehicle. I was just like, damn, it's taking forever. But
Rolly put on an amazing fight. We all know that.
Yeah.
Both of you guys. I mean, he caught you right there in the second round.
Yeah.
He was off, like you said. He was off.
All right,
Ryan,
you
you're
stand
pursuing Tank Davis. You sound very different. Do you feel like you have the motivation to pursue fighting at the elite level?
Of course, we all go through these moments. So it's still a fresh wound. I just lost. I'm not gonna sound excited to go after anybody right now. And I had an extremely off night. I fought in my eyes horrible. So I'm not gonna be sounding any type of happy in any way.
Ryan, in the Devin Haney fight, you was, I don't know, off script, maybe a little unprofessional, quote unquote crazy, whatever, but you performed the best you ever had. And now you're just really calm and chill. Do you think you kind of need to go to turn back up, get my fire back a little bit, drinking?
Tequila helps you knock people out, right? I mean, that's funny, bro. Imagine just knock out tequila and start a brand. It's just, I gotta figure it out up here. Mentality, you know, because there's times where I felt like I fought good, and I wasn't acting like that, right? You know, just a lot of stuff I gotta figure out mentally, and then I'll get back to it, and you'll see that aggression come out. I just didn't have that, you know, tonight. I just didn't have that aggression to go kill. You know, you gotta have that in the ring. Just didn't have that tonight, so we'll figure it out.
Thank you, guys.
I love you guys, man. Appreciate you guys for everything.
You deal with those breathing down the promoter.
What's up, brother? Very right. You okay?
You gotta put this one on the other side.
Okay, guys, questions for Rolly?
Rolly, first of all, congratulations on this huge victory. Just walk through us the whole 12 rounds when you knocked them out.
I knocked him down the second
Knocked him
round.
down, sorry.
Yeah. You know, he's strong, you know, he has a good left hook, you know, and, you know, the one time he opened up, you know, I cracked him and he didn't open up at all the rest of the fight.
Rolly, this is now a belt. This is now a belt in the third division. Do you think it's just incredibly underrated, just in your career in general?
They're always going to underrate me because I'm not one of these prospects that started boxing that had a following and all that stuff. They're fresh out the amateurs, they promoted them like, oh, this is the next big thing, yada, 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 all that stuff. At the end of it, I've done this 3 times. Three different divisions. I'm a 3-time world champion, and this might actually be the biggest, the most attended fight card in boxing history. And I did it on this night.
Saquon Jones with the boxing voice. Saquon Jones with the boxing voice. Your advisor in the crowd kept saying, hold the phone the whole night. Did you hear him? And second, that kind of stopped you from throwing more rights the whole time because you had that right the whole time up. So.
I'll tell you guys something. Actually, I didn't warm up properly, and in the back room, I threw like one of these weird uppercuts right from far away, and I messed up my shoulder, so I didn't want to even risk it. The one time I threw it like slow, I'm not gonna do that. And I mean, shoot, the whole boxing commission sees like my massage for literally massaging it for like the next, so it might have made it a little weaker.
I mean, you actually had a chance to catch him with more left hooks and more lefts than he caught of you. How did it feel to like?
He didn't. After I dropped him, he did not take a single
No,
risk.
that's what I'm saying. Like, how did it feel to catch him with his best punch, but you were hitting him with his best punch?
Don't hook with a hooker.
Rolly, Kevin Garcia with Fight Hype. You know, after your last few fights before this one, the Barroza fight, the Pitbull fight, people started talking about you in a different way. You know, maybe put you in a position that you were a gatekeeper or something like that. What do you think this fight means, and what kind of statement does it make for you to be Ryan Garcia in the fashion that you did?
Let me dismiss everything with Barroso. Barroso is still by far the hardest hitter I've ever been in the ring with. I got him on a 2-week notice. I was getting ready for Puello, you know, and you get a complete opponent change. You know, Puello's not known really as a puncher like that. And you get a dude that literally has 24 wins with 22 knockouts that comes forward. And I still adjusted little by little after a whole year layoff in a new weight division. So everyone, you guys don't, and then he goes on and knocks out O'Hara Davis. Everyone thinks that he's gonna give Barroso a problem. He knocks him out in the first round because I called it. I even told O'Hara, I'm like, don't jump in. This dude can crack. And guess what? They stopped the fight a slight bit premature when he was about to get knocked out cold. Give me my credit. I fought smart.
Rolly, did you tell there's Coach Sabas, and he told me you came in a boxing, you knocked everybody out, but he kicked you out of the gym. Why did he kick you out, and why did you go back there?
Sabas is an incredible trainer, and I mean at the time I was just, you know, just one of them wild people that just like, bro, I I will fuck up your money, like especially like bro, I'm not making at that time I wasn't even pro yet, so I was like, one, I'm not making you money, and two, I'm fucking your money up.
Rolly, did you feel disrespected all week long with Ryan Garcia talking about this rematch right in front of you? And how much did that possibly motivate you?
I mean, they can have their rematch. Clearly, if they were talking about it over and over and over and over and over again, right? They already had it planned and lined up. Why am I going to get in the way of that? That has nothing to do with me. I'm a 3-division world champion now.
Hit first boxing now. So the second round, when you dropped him, from that point on, you just put it full throttle. You kept on going down. Did you know you was going to win that fight from that point on?
I knew he wasn't going to throw no more damn punches, so I just had to keep going, you know. He was not going to take a single risk with me. He knows I can crack.
In Harlem, you was training at Mendes boxing gym. How'd you feel in Mendes?
Man, I want to give a huge shout out, man. They were over there. They turned the heater up on me. They watched me lose the last bit of weight and all that stuff, you know, and they treated me really nice.
Hey, Rolly, Jay with Sportbox TV official. So before the fight, a lot of fight fans asked you what you wanted, and you wanted to see until after the fight to give Ryan respect. Now that it's over, what do you want? Who do you want next? And what is it?
I don't care what happens next right now. The only thing I care about is going on a nice vacation.
Miami. Radio Ryan down front. What was the game plan going into this fight?
I'm not going to give you guys the hint into the secret to beating him.
Were you looking for that hook? Did you set that up intentionally, or is it a
Well, he opens up every time he throws the hook, so you see he didn't throw no more hooks after that.
After you knocked him down?
He did not throw any more hooks after that, because that's his money punch.
Were you surprised at his lack of output? Did you think that you were going to get more fight out of Ryan Garcia tonight?
Everyone that fights me has a lack of output. Every single time they throw too many punches, they get cracked.
And lastly, you're very gracious about the rematch with Haney and Garcia, but what do you feel like you deserve, you've earned tonight, a payday for yourself, another title shot? What are you looking at?
I don't box for money. I box to be world champion, and I just did it 3 times.
Woo! Are you looking for a fourth?
Of course.
Where do you see that going?
We gotta see. Just be patient.
Rolly, I just wanted to ask you a question I had asked Ryan. You know, there was a lot made about like Tank and Lamont's history going into that fight and what that outcome could be like based on that. There was also a lot made about you and Ryan's history. You know, the sparring tape or whatever it was a big topic. How much do you think your history played into your victory tonight? And how well did you know Ryan? And was there anything that you were still like taking advantage of that you remember from the last time you guys were in the ring?
If me and Ryan had 0 history, he would have got knocked out cold. He knew better than to come at me throwing punches.
You've always been a guy that, you know, you want to fight the best guys out there. For Ryan, for Tank, you want to fight the best guys. WPA did say that winner of this fight would be in a position to fight Jerron Ellis, when he takes care of, you know, his afterwards, so if he wins, is that a fight where he's just like, yeah, I want to fight him. He's probably the best guy at 147. Let's get it over.
There's a lot of fights, man, that can be made, but like I said, I haven't thought that far ahead. Every champion at 147 is in the mix. There's Brian Norman. There's Boots now, who has 2 belts, and I mean, I'm sure Barrios has a fight lined up already too, you know, so we shall see.
Out of those 3, who do you think would give you the toughest fight?
All 3 of them are tough. Every single one of them. So, like I said, we shall see.
Any more questions, guys?
7 years ago, you predicted this fight. You said, I'll fight in the future, will be one of the biggest fights in boxing history. How did you know?
Look, I'm gonna say this. I said that me and Ryan, we were both at 35, right? And everyone's like, oh, you guys gonna make the fight 35? I'm like, hell no. He's like, well, what about 140? I'm like, fuck that no-name division. So we went up to, and I said we were going to make it at 147. It's going to be the biggest fight in boxing history, and this is by far the most attended fight in boxing history.
How would you analyze Devin Haney's performance today?
Didn't he just run? I don't know, like, bro, like, I'm trying to warm up for a fight, bro. I don't need to be falling asleep.
Does this change your opinion of the rematch between Haney and Garcia?
I don't care about their rematch. Why do you people keep bringing it up? I don't care.
Just, Rolly, talk about this, the feeling of redemption. You know, Ryan mentioned that your chin hasn't been the same since Gervonta. You know, obviously a big fight with Gervonta, a big fight with Pitbull didn't go your way, and now...
I mean, clearly both those fights, I was completely weight drained. Gervonta, I was completely weight drained. I'm sure you guys all saw me. And then at 140, my body clearly outgrew that weight division as well. When I was a 35-pounder, I should have been a 40-pounder. When I was a 40-pounder, I should have been a 47-pounder.
Rolly, JP Moreno, when the fight went to the cards, did you find yourself feeling very comfortable and confident in the outcome?
I mean, who was the one that was happy after the fight? And who was the one that looked all sad? Hey, honestly though, I mean, they fucked up the damn scorecards though. That was a shutout.
Oh yeah.
They really fucked up them damn scorecards. It was a shutout.
Yeah, Rolly, before the fight, man, you and your crew was playing cards. Is that a tradition that you guys do?
Me and Abram, we always played this Vietnamese card game. There's a boba shop that we used to go to, right? And the owner was Vietnamese, so he showed us how to play this Vietnamese card game called 13. And I mean, we've been playing it for years, you know?
Last question. You were the lone PBC fighter today. Was there any added pressure to be, you know, the sort of representative of that promotional company? Did you feel like you obviously represented them well, but being the lone PBC fighter today, how did that make you feel to be on that card?
I mean, PBC is my family. It's not even about boxing. They're my family, and that's where I feel like I'm at home. I didn't feel no pressure, because I know they're always going to accept me for anything anyways.
Do you have a message for Ryan tonight?
Stay positive.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody.